You might be wondering, why are you not fluent yet? Why can't you learn Ukrainian? Or why is it so difficult? Well, let me tell you about 10 most common mistakes that Ukrainian language learners make that impedes their progress. Let's get started. Mistake number 1 is underestimating the importance of cases. There are 7 noun cases of the Ukrainian language, and understanding when and where to use them is really important. Let me provide you a brief example of what I mean by just saying several phrases that contain the word Ukraine. For example, Конституція України, люблю Україну, моя Україно, слава Україні, з Україною в серці. Do you see what I mean now? The ending of the word Ukraina, I just threw a Ukrainian word in there. I want to say it's змінюється, which means changes. It's a bonus word here. But the meaning of the word, not the meaning, the ending of the word Ukraina changes depending on which noun case it has. So make sure you learn noun cases and use them, because that will make your language sound better, more fluid, and more native-like. Mistake number 2. You are not practicing enough. Learning language takes time, it takes a lot of practice, it takes a lot of repetition. So if you're not practicing enough, if you're not being consistent, if you're not devoting at least 15 minutes a day to your language, it definitely stalls your progress. Remember to be consistent in your studies and practice as much as possible. You can listen to Ukrainian music on your way to work, you can read Ukrainian or listen to Ukrainian podcast or watch Ukrainian movie at home. All those things will help you to learn little by little. If you love singing, check out my karaoke videos. They will help you to not only, learn Ukrainian, but also enjoy it in your heart when you sing it. Mistake number 3. Maybe you pay a little bit too much attention to the word order. Word order is a little bit less strict in Ukrainian language than it is in English. What do I mean here? For example, if you want to say, I love mother, you can say it in several different ways, changing the order of the words. For example, Я люблю маму. Я маму люблю. Маму я люблю. Маму люблю я. All these options are actually correct. Some of them might sound a little bit funkier, and by funkier I mean maybe old-fashioned or with some flavor than another. But if you say them in any order, you would be understood. In that way, there is much less stricter rules surrounding the order of the words than it is in English. Mistake number 4. You're not learning vocabulary. Vocabulary is important when you learn the new language, and especially if you want to speak it fluently and be able to use it in your everyday life. So spend time, at least 5 minutes a day, at least 15 minutes, at least 1 word, 2 words, 5 words, whatever your goal is. Spend this time daily trying to improve your vocabulary and increase, its size. What I try to do is I try every day to pick a Ukrainian word of the day and post a short with that word. It's a simple 10-second video. It wouldn't take a lot of time, but it gives you an opportunity to learn a new word and practice it with me. So if you haven't already, check them out. I'm gonna put the little card up here to the whole playlist with the different shorts that I've already made. Check them out. Mistake number 5. You're being too literal. There's a lot of idioms and a lot of colloquial expressions in the Ukrainian language, and sometimes when you're translating things, you would need to use the entire phrase to get the proper translation of what the meaning is. For example, have you heard the Bakhmut Fortress song by Ukrainian band Antitila? If you haven't, I've actually made a karaoke video for that, so check it out. And that song, it sings Зараз буде база. If you translate that word by word, that would mean that now there is a base. But that's not what he means. That's not what the song is trying to say. What the song is trying to say is that, listen up, now I'm going to tell you something important. So this is a great example where if you translate word by word, you actually wouldn't understand the whole meaning. I'm actually working on translating the Bakhmut Fortress song completely to kind of maintain the meaning, because what I noticed, especially when I was doing this karaoke video, is that there's a lot of literal translation that doesn't fully capture the meaning of the song and what author was trying to say there. So I'm really excited to work on this project. I hope it's gonna fructify, and soon you will see a little cover on that song. Mistake number 6. You don't recognize that there are differences between spoken and written language. Just like in English and in a lot of other languages, the spoken language has a lot of colloquial expressions, a lot of idioms. It's much simpler, and it uses certain structures that you would not use in a written official Ukrainian language. So when you use a lot of apps, when you read and fail to listen to native speakers and speak, you actually might be losing some of those simpler, less formal and more informal expressions that could help you with speaking Ukrainian. Mistake number 7, you are not using the right sources. And I'm not only talking about good authors, good YouTubers, bad YouTubers, or wherever you get your content. What I'm saying is that people are different based on how they learn best. Some people learn from reading and seeing the words. Some people really need to hear them over and over and over. Other people might need both modalities. Someone needs to write the words to really remember and understand them. Think about how you learn best and try to match the materials you are using to learn Ukrainian language with your personal learning style. Mistake number 8, you're not being aware of the regional differences. Ukraine is a big country. In fact, it's the largest country in Europe by area. Because it's so big and because of its diverse history and diverse culture, there are as well differences in language. Never underestimate these differences. Mistake number 9, you are not aware of the gender of the nouns you are using. In Ukrainian language, nouns have gender, and depending on what gender the noun has, you would be using a different ending on the adjectives and the verbs that you use with this noun. For example, kniha or book is a feminine gender, whereas paper is masculine. So when you want to say beautiful book, you would say гарна книга, but you would be saying гарний папір. Do you see the difference? And finally, mistake number 10. You are simply not being patient. Learning new language is long and not linear process. It will have its ups and downs, it will have its stops and accelerations. And all you need is just to be patient and consistent. Stick to your schedule, stick to your learning plan, learn you little by little every day, expand your vocabulary, consume media, and you will get there. Just believe it, be patient, and be persistent. And I'll be here along the way to help you with your Ukrainian language journey. Thank you so much for staying with me. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to my channel. I look forward to seeing you soon in my other videos. Bye bye!